My name is Joy Edward, and I'll be your host for this session. We are so glad to have everyone in the construction space ready to learn, connect, and grow on this training. So, for the next few days, we will be diving into essential soft skills that help us communicate better, work smarter, and lead stronger, both and off the job site. For our training today, for this session, we have a few rules that we would want us to abide by. If you're not speaking, please mute your mic. Use your real name and Gmail for attendance. Stay in a quiet place to avoid background noise. If you're not decently dressed, please off your video. Do not put on your video. Turn on your camera if you need to say anything. And if you have questions, kindly drop them in the in-call messages. For today, we have our facilitator. He is a builder. He has been in the construction space for years. We have a builder, Olabi Keide, and we have Mr. Mr. Bode Abodunde, sorry. These are the people that we will be having facilitating this training for the next few days. Thank you. We are looking forward to your active participation in this session. Enjoy the training.
Thank you very much, Joy. It's always a pleasure having you anchor our trainings. So good morning or good early afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope we have ladies here. But of course, I'm certain that they will be joining us as we proceed. I'd like to reiterate briefly our ground rules. These are not draconian rules, but they're supposed to help us, to have the best of times and make the most of the time we are investing inside of this training. Please do not forget to mute your mics when you are not speaking. We'd like to see your faces. However, if you are not appropriately dressed, you may refrain from switching on your camera. And then please, should you have questions, you could either signify by raise of hand, or please go ahead into the chat box and type in your questions. We will deal with them as we proceed. And of course, please, it is important that you stay in a quiet place so that we will not distract one another who may have issues connecting. So please ensure that you are prepped up and ready. We're going to have a roller coaster ride, and we will come out of this better equipped to work on our sites and even off the sites domestically, professionally, and otherwise. So thank you, and again, welcome to our soft skills training organized for construction people in Nigeria. Yes, so without further ado and waste of time, I'd like to invite Builder Kendi Olabi to go ahead and let us commence this all-important training exercise. You're welcome, Kendi.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I think if the admin will pin me, let the admin pin me on this frame. So, good morning, everyone. First, without wasting too much time, you're welcome to this session. I'll quickly like to let us know some of the topics we'll be covering over these 3 days. Some of the topics, From time to time, we'll probably share that at the beginning of the next session. We'll share all those topics. But number one, today we'll be talking about introduction to workplace soft skill. That's what we want to cover today. And then the second topic we'll be covering today is effective communication on site. Effective communication on site. That will take us to the next day, which is Wednesday, where we'll be talking about first we'll be talking about time management and punctuality, and then the third day, for the second day, the second topic, because we can only take 2 topics per day. So for the second day, the second topic we'll be taking will be workplace ethics and integrity. And then the third and final day of this training will be taking teamwork, hierarchy, customer service, and personal branding. So this is just the basic of this particular training, because the time we have will not cover it all. So there will be an advanced training afterwards. But let's start talking about this. So I'll start sharing my screen so that we can we can get into this. So I believe you can show my screen you're presenting. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So I believe we can see my screen, and then so can you all see what's on my screen? I'll just need a confirmation of that.
Yes, you can see.
Can you see introduction to workplace soft skills? Please, can you confirm that?
It's not at all.
Oh, it's not up yet. Okay.
Yes.
1 second. It's Google. Can you get to Lou in here? It's supposed to be sharing now. Let's see. Windows. Okay. So there is a Windows or entire screen. Okay. Share. Okay. That's on my. Okay. Good. 1 second. Yes. So thank you. I believe we can see that. So that's the first page, introduction to workspace. So today, the first topic today will be about just introducing us to what this training is all about, or what soft skill really is. So the objective of this lesson is, by the end, you should be able to define what soft skills are, how they differ from technical, which is called hard skill. You will also be expected to understand at the end of this session. We just practically have about 30 minutes for this session. So the second thing is understand why soft skills are essential in construction. For those who have registered, we will be able to share this PowerPoint with you. So you can have material and you'll be able to have that for free. Understand why soft skills are essential in construction. Identify key workplaces behaviors that improve productivity and teamwork. Commit to improving one personal soft skill. So these are some of those things. So I'm going to start by what soft skills are. You know, they are personal behaviors, habits, and attitude that help people work well with other people. These are personal behaviors, habits, and attitude that help people work well with other people. So we can look at here on the table, you can see top soft skills for construction workers. So these are communication skills, especially in the building and construction industry. Communication skill, teamwork, reliability, time management, attitude, punctuality, emotional intelligence, problem solving, work ethics, adaptability, leadership, dependability in construction sites. So these are types of soft skills. And if you look at everything I've put up here, which is about 10 of them, where we cannot for the basic course, we cannot cover the entire thing. So there's going to be another advanced course after this. So we go to the next page. So here we want to compare what the difference between soft and hard skill. So if you look at hard skill, you can see that technical abilities, you can weld. So there are some people you can weld very well, you can plaster very well, you can take measurements and all of that. Hard skills are things you learn through training and tools. So for example, in the Builders of Vocational Academy, we train people to become carpenters, furniture makers, masons, domestic electrical installers, and all of that. It's easy to test how competent you are when we are talking about hard skill. I can test, can this guy lay tiles properly? Can this guy set block properly? So for hard skill, you can measure it. But for soft skill, we are talking about human abilities. They are sometimes difficult to measure, but you can see it. So human abilities, like what are your listening skills? What are your respect? How well do you work with other people? You learn this through mind and experience, and also through trainings like this. They are learned, and that is why we're offering, to share this with people. And then people observe your soft skill. I can tell an argumentative person. I can tell a troublemaker. By observing your behavior, I can tell that. We move on to the next page. So why does soft skill matter in construction? Why? Why are we taking time to do this? And some of you will agree with me. Please, if you have any question, please always feel free to write it in the comment section. Those questions will be written out and we'll be able to deal with them, because at the end of this session, we'll take some question and answers. So why does soft skill matter? Number one, the most important thing is foresight productivity. Foresight productivity. Anywhere you have a group of workers who are showing soft skill, who have good soft skill, you find out that productivity improves. It improves communication and conflict. I'm sure some of us will probably been to some construction site where the plumber is fighting the bricklayer is fighting the tiler is fighting. All of these things leads to, the project is slowed down. Another thing also that it reduces mistake and having to do a work again. For example, you have given certain instruction. You gave that instruction to someone who has a poor listening skill. That listening skill is simply a soft skill. And guess what? You gave him the instruction only for you to come back and you see that the person has done something entirely. And then God save you. If it is something that you have to do with cement and you are coming a day or 2 days later, you can imagine the amount of materials that has been wasted and all of that. And another thing about soft skill is this: it increases safety and teamwork. For example, I might be passing and I see maybe a naked wire somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? For someone who has soft skill, that person is able to say, this is a safety issue. I need to go and report this. Because if you see a naked wire and you did not report to anyone and you leave, maybe an hour later, someone thinks that, oh, since this is a construction site and there's probably no electricity in that wire, and he touches it. So instead, now there's a new problem, which is not part of what you are meant to do that day. You are now rushing someone to the hospital or something like that. Work stops, work is delayed, and all of that. So it's very important that we're taking this. It helps productivity. Number two, your career growth. As a person who has very good soft skill, it promotes trust in you. People rely on you. You are more reliable. If you look at some of the topics we'll be covering, punctuality and all of that, it promotes trust. People now tend to trust you more. And then another thing is also that it helps with leadership and repeat jobs, meaning that if you're working together with people with good soft skill, guess what? You are going to get more jobs. Because why? You're finishing your job on time, you have less mistakes and all of that. And then the third thing for now, there are other ones, we cannot cover everything here. We cannot cover everything here. For client relationships, meaning that it builds professionalism. You understand what I'm saying? Because if someone with your listening skill is good, your leadership skill is good, your communication skill is good, it leads to, you understand, satisfaction, and people will rehire you for more opportunities. So these are very important things. It's just why soft skill matters in construction. When an attitude costs a job, you understand what I'm saying? So this is something like a case study and all of that. So I want to see if I can something. I'm looking at this. Okay. So if I look at your attitude, so let me see if I can do something on an attitude that 1 second. Okay. Okay. All right. So I am trying to share a video. I'm trying to just play a video for us, and so that we just look at that video and then we'll come back to this. So I will play the video now.
The gynecologist.
Am I still sharing? Can you see that? Okay. So I'm going to play this video.
Gynecologist, someone who studies about Ghana.
That is what?
Studies how Ghanaians will always go to training colleges.
I want to go home. I don't want to. I want.
So when you're a Ghanaian and you are going to college, so you're a gynecologist.
Who's a gynecologist?
Gynecologist.
So coming back to this particular oh, 1 second. Okay, am I still sharing? Okay. 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 So I don't know if there's anyone who can let us know what that video is showing a communication, someone who has, some people do not listen to instructions. Some people do not. So someone was asking somebody who is a gynecologist. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to give instruction to your tiler. Sometimes you need to give instruction to your bricklayer. Instead of them to communicate back that, hey, I don't know, I'm not clear with what you are telling me. So you give them an instruction, they assume they know. So in this particular case, somebody was asking a question, who is a gynecologist? Instead of this guy to communicate back that, excuse me, I don't know what this means. You understand what I'm saying? For clarity. So soft skill is how you relate with people. It's not just, soft skill is just not how friendly you are with people. Soft skill is about how you relate with people effectively. Underline that word, effectively. How you relate with people effectively. And let's have some real life reflections. Have you ever seen someone lose a job because attitude or poor attitude or behavior? I'm sure that we have seen someone like that. I mean, I know someone who was a very good in terms of his craftsmanship, in terms of his technical skill. This guy was very good. But when it comes to soft skill, and somebody say, you know what, if this guy is the last bricklayer, I will not work with him. Simply because of that. Technically, he's sound. Technically, he's good. But soft skill, and I'm sure that some of us can relate, there are some tilers you don't want to work with. There are some bricklayers, there are some manufacturers. The person speaking to you, I mean, I also have my issues that, you understand what I'm saying, either with people I'm working with or myself as well. So when we look at some experiences, what lesson can we learn, and all of that. So I don't know if I will, pause for now and then just ask what people will, in terms of what lessons that do you think that it's there. So let me stop sharing for now and open the floor for people to talk. So is there something, can somebody share with us an experience whereby you related with someone and you know, when it comes to soft skill, and can anyone share anything with us? Please just unmute. You can raise up your hand and then I'll call you. Just raise up your hand and then we'll let you know. Anyone? Somebody is trying, I'm not sure if somebody is trying to talk, but you have to unmute. But if you also want to talk, you can share your screen with us. Okay. Adegbola Ezekiah, please, you have the floor. Go ahead.
Good morning, good afternoon. Yeah, what you said is actually true regarding to the soft skills situation, but I have a situation that occurred that was around August in a side job. Yes, currently we have a two project that we are actually working, that we actually have to work on and hand over to this thing. But the issue there is splitting, moving there due to the stress and this thing. So someone just spoke out of stress, mental stress, or that like this thing. And the engineer actually didn't actually look at that fact and does actually judge that this guy doesn't know how to talk, this guy doesn't know. But on the norms, we all know that the stress on the job was actually what caused it. Can we now actually classify that as part of as a lack of communication skills in terms of it?
Okay, so basically what we are talking about, what you're saying is that someone, did you say the person has a mental issue or something?
No, out of the stress of the job, moving from here to there. So out of that process, the attitude he actually used to talk, like he didn't give back a good feedback, but he was not judged based on that response. Can we actually say that due to that, we can actually say the person doesn't have a good soft skills to communicate?
You are very correct. You are very correct. I mean, you are very correct, because that is, I mean, when people have poor soft skill, you know, rather than communicating properly, they communicate, and that will be, there'll be one or two things that we will still be talking about on these soft skill, but I hope we have a bit of time to delve more into it, because I'll be talking a bit about attitude as well, But one thing I would like to say, I would like to ask a question. Can someone tell us one person you enjoy working with on site? Is there anyone you just, you know, maybe there's a particular project you are working on and there's someone that you just like working with this guy? Can somebody just share that? Maybe there's someone. You can raise up your hand, let us know. This is a learning platform. It's a webinar, so I can keep talking and all of that. Then we turn it to a lecture, but it should be a learning process. Okay. Oh, Ezekiah, is you again. Can we have somebody else? Let somebody else speak. You know, no. I like your contributory effort. Okay, Ezekiah, talk because of time.
You must have to actually know how to work with everybody sincerely, because everybody had to contribute to the beauty and to the perfection of the job. So it's not like maybe apart from this, but I love, especially with the architect and with the engineer, it's very good, but you must work all together with everybody. You must work with everybody.
You see, that is also why we are taking this. You know, this thing that you have to work together. There are some people that if someone has a poor work skill, people don't want to associate with them. And, you know, I want you to answer the question, or if anybody can help us answer that question. The question is, can you identify someone? Do you have someone that you enjoy working with on site? Anyone? Anyone help us? Raise up your hand if you'd like to contribute to this. Okay, Ahmed, you have the floor. You can unmute Ahmed Sadiq. Ahmed.
I enjoy really working with a structural engineer.
Okay, you can mention his name or you can code his name. What is the name of that structural engineer?
He's my boss, actually.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
Engineer
that's why I say
Shatima.
you don't need to mention. Yeah, hey, you understand? Can you tell us why you like working with him?
The reason why I like working with him is he always give room for you to perfect yourself. So, and he allow you to contribute whatever, maybe if there's any contradiction at the side, maybe they're seeking for like, maybe you just bring your own idea. So, possibly he will give you the room and he will even accept that and you will say, okay, let's work with it. And in fact, he will allow you to express yourself, even in terms of working, in terms of anything, he will allow you to express yourself. He will allow you to give you, in fact, his mood, he will
Can we
give you
clap
more.
for Sadiq? Can we clap for Sadiq? You know, you can see me clapping. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what Sadiq has just told us is someone, he has mentioned soft skill in that person. You see, the fact that he allows you is someone who has a team working, and that's one of the topics we'll be covering, teamwork. You understand what I'm saying? So it is just not about working with everybody, but you know, there are some leaders. You understand what I'm saying? It talks about leadership skill, it talks about teamwork. You understand what I'm saying? Uwodo Francis, I have another question for you. The question is this: can you mention someone that is very stressful? Very, you know, working with that person is always stressful. Uwodo Francis, you have the floor.
Hello, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Actually, I have not worked with any engineer because I just enrolled in the vocational training as builders up.
Okay, okay, all right. Thank you very much, Uwodo. Can we have somebody? Okay.
I would like to say this.
Go ahead.
I believe soft skills can save someone from losing his or her job, because like there needs to be like an understanding when it comes to working together with people.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, I'm mindful of time, Uwodo. So, but thank you very much. We're just bringing, but I need someone, you know, Sadiq has shared with us somebody he likes working with. Can somebody else share with us somebody you don't like working with, and you tell us why? When he mentioned the person he likes working with, he mentioned what, you know, what was in that person. Can somebody else mention someone? Maybe there's somebody that you don't like working with. Can you tell us why? Shitu Jami, we can see your comment, enjoying someone that likes working with that person. Ahmed Sadiq is here to talk again. Please let other people also contribute on this platform. It seems as if Sadiq. So Sadiq, you have the floor. Is there somebody you don't like working with?
The NQS, because they are so frustrating. In fact, they don't work as a team. They always felt they know everything.
Why?
They always they know everything. No, because they normally enter maybe a section where they are not supposed to enter. They felt like they know everything. So whatever you do, they will let you know that, most especially if they are the project manager.
Okay, thank you very much, Ahmed. But let me speak. Yes, thank you very much, Sadiq. I'm not a QS, but I also believe that not all QS are bad. You understand? Whatever it is, what you are referring to when you mention this is also you are mentioning a type of soft skill that they have, maybe the way they are coming on and all of that. So, and that is why we are talking about this. That is why we are talking about this. Let me say this: soft skill is not just being about being nice. That's not what we are talking about. If we are talking about soft skill, it's not about being nice. It is about being effective. How you manage people, how you manage problems, how you manage pressure. You know, somebody spoke earlier on how you manage pressure. This is what we are talking about. He was talking about they are moving from one side to the other. You understand what I'm saying? The guy got stressed and all of that. So that is what soft skill. So soft skill is just not I'm nice to everybody, I greet everybody. No. It's about being, number one, effective. It's about how you manage people. You understand what I'm saying? How do you manage problems? How do you manage pressure? Because all these three things, you will find them in any site. You will find people in any construction site. You are going to find issues, problems in any construction site, and you are also going to find pressure. So you must know how to navigate all of these things as well. So we've discussed it. One thing I'd like to say here is that your tools will build a house, but your attitude will build your future. That is why we're talking about soft skill. The tools you have can build a house for you. Your technical skill, your hard skill can build a house for you, but there's something that builds your future. Those are the soft skills you have. How you talk to people, how you manage people, how effective you are with people. It will allow people, I've told us why we're studying this, it will allow people to recommend you. It will allow you, it builds a future for you. And that is why we must pay attention to this soft skill. Some of those poor soft skill is, you understand, poor communication. It leads to mistakes. And you understand what I'm saying? You're having to do the work. You understand what I'm saying? When your people, you are fighting among each other, it leads to delay in the project. You understand what I'm saying? So other things, listening and understanding instruction is very important, especially in the area of growth and all of that. So it's always better. A site foreman once told me, a mason who is skilled but always rude to clients. There are some of us, you are good, but you're always rude to clients. Guess what? Within a week or within short time, people say, I don't want, if you work here, I don't want to work with you and all of that. So all these things are soft skill. You might be the best mason person, but someone will say, I don't want to do that. So please, let's understand this thing. We are going to share the handout for those who have put down their email. Construction is not only about handwork. Construction is not only about hard work. It's people's work. If you cannot relate with people, your hand, your hand can be strong. You can be, if you cannot relate with people, your hand can be strong, but your name will not be strong. You know, we've cited several people now. You can be certified. If you're not good with soft skill, you can be technically sound. Your hand can be very sound. Your handiwork can be very sound. But one thing is this: your name will not be strong. People will not recommend you, not because your hand is not good, but because the other one, your name, it will not be strong. They will not want to work with you. So this is very, very important. When you are angry all the time, you ignore deadlines. Somebody say, we want to move here and all of that, you know. So all these things are very, very important. And I'm sure that some of us can relate to all of those things. So as I close now, your name can enter some, will enter some rooms before you reach there. Your name will enter some rooms before you reach there. Somebody would have said, I love working with that Tyler. You are not in that room, but somebody is already mentioning your name. Not because is that handwork, but it's because of your soft skill. That is what will make people to, you understand, remember you and talk about you. Thank you very much. If you know you have registered and put down your email, it is only people who registered for this that will be putting out their email. So I'll like to end there and to ask, is there any question? Is there any contribution? Because we still have a second session today. Any question? Any contribution? Okay, Adebola is a.
I don't understand where do we register email?
Okay, I believe that it was before. I mean, for this program, some of you clicked the link. You got the link. So if you got the link, then it's sure. I don't know if you got the link via WhatsApp or you got it via email. So if you got it via email,
I got the link by WhatsApp.
Okay, you got it via WhatsApp. Okay. So somebody will probably reach out to you because I'm not sure how convenient it will be to send. Of course, I think we can send it there. I mean, but we'll talk with the administrative team on how to get it to you via WhatsApp. But also, this is another topic we'll be covering later on. One of the topic but I'm not sure if it's for the advanced or for the basic. One of those topics is tools, digital tools for the modern construction worker. Digital tools for the modern, these are soft skills. You understand what I'm saying? But if you are going to become effective, if you are going to grow in this trade, if you are going to become a business owner in future, you have to be conversant with some digital tools. Your email, I mean, I think the third day of this, we'll even be talking a little bit about personal branding. We'll be talking about portfolios and all of that. So you can see this topic is so wide, you understand what I'm saying, that we will not be able to cover everything thoroughly. But for those, the advanced courses, obviously, we're having it two ways, you know, because it's a 5-day program, and it's, I mean, obviously that will not be free. This is a 3-day program, but for the advanced, there are a lot of things that under this that I cannot even I cannot talk about. For example, under leadership skill, there is what you call applied soft skill for construction professional. Applied soft skill. So we can, and under that particular one, we are talking about leadership and supervisory skill. So there, as a skill, somebody was mentioning about a leader who had, these are leadership and supervisory soft skill. So there are some soft skill for leaders. There are some soft skill for, you know, for the basic one. What we have only talked about here is just the basic one. You understand what I'm saying? Another one is what you call emotional intelligence on site. You know, somebody mentioned about pressure. How do you handle emotional intelligence on site? I believe that the administrators will be posting, you know, I mean, it's 5-day course. It's 30,000 naira per participant. It's online. We'll let, you know, I'm sure that the administrators will talk about that as well. So we're talking about emotional intelligence on site, you know, EQ for construction leaders and all of that. Another one is what we call professional conduct and reputation management. Professional conduct and reputation management. You know, we are talking about ownership. When you are talking about that, you are talking about ownership mindset, finishing work with excellence. So all these things are soft skills, finishing work with excellence, managing relationship and site politics ethically, because most sites you have, you have politics. You understand what I'm saying? You are talking about managing area boys. You understand what I'm saying? Because hardly is any site now that you will not have challenges of area boys and all of that. You know. So thank you very much, Michael Abasi, for all that commendation. Thank you. Chuku is thinking. Chuku, ask your question rather than think. Ask, and other people can benefit. Okay. Somebody has not spoken. Isaac Collins, can you go ahead? Unmute yourself. You have it, Collins. You have it. Your hand is raised, but if you can unmute yourself to talk, you raise your hand. Oh, it was a mistake. Isa Bobo 1. Can you? Okay, is there any other person who wants to contribute? If there is nobody, we can wrap up this session. I have a take-home assignment that if you can do, please, we will share the email, especially for those who want certification, a certificate for this. So for a token, Collins, you keep flashing, you raise up your hand. Let us know if you want to talk. You know, you can just click on unmute. You are unmuted. So if you can ask your question. So I want every one of us, as we wrap up this session, what is that one soft skill that you think you lack? You know, from all the things we have been talking about and all of the contributions, can you write down one soft skill? Your own might be anger, your own might be something like that. And let us know how you plan to improve it over the next 7 days. So for some of the assignment we are given, the basis of that assignment is that we want you to, the basis of this assignment is that if you are going to get a certification, you understand what I'm saying? Some of these tasks, please, you need to hand it in. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you're just here listening alone, yeah, it's good enough. Some people have spoken on the platform, has participated on the platform, but most importantly, if you want to be part of, you know, of that something, and you want to have that certification, please hand in those 2 assignments I've said. Number 1, what is that soft skill that you lack? And number 2, how do you want to prove it in the next 7 days? What are you going to do differently to improve it? Thank you very much. There's Afolabi. There's an Afolabi raised, but I think
hello, sir. Good morning.
Go ahead. Good afternoon, Collins.
I have done that, sir. Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, Collins. We can hear you. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So I'll hand over to my colleague at this time, Mr. Bode. Please, what's the assignment again, sir? Okay, Ola Binkwe Adegboye. The assignment is this: what is one soft skill that you lack from this webinar? From this something, what is one soft skill that you lack? And the second thing also is, what are you going to do over the next 7 days to improve on that? What are you going to do? How do you plan to improve that thing that you lack over the next 7 days? So please hand it in, because this will be the basis for us. We don't just want to give certificate to anybody who says that I perform. We want to have an evidence that you are really in that class. And one of the most concrete evidence that you are in this class is the fact that you handed in your assignment. Thank you very much. Somebody says, Shino, or where will we submit it? Please, you will submit it at all those information will be shared. The way we have contacted you, we will also share with you and all of that. I see Duta Adegbola Ezekiah raised up their hand. Shino Afolabi, can we get a recorded for some of us who joined late? We'll try and do that, but one thing I can tell you for now, the organizers will let us know about that. But one thing I can assure you is that the PowerPoint will be shared with us as well, shared on WhatsApp and shared via email. Duta Samuel, you want to talk? Duta Samuel, you raise up your hand. Or Adegbola Hezekiah, would you like?
I wanted to ask, what was the question in the home assignment again?
Okay, I'm going to ask the admin to pin that question. So the first question is, what is that soft skill that you lack? The second question is, how do you plan to improve on that that soft skill that you lack over the next 7 days? So I can give you one of the answers, original answer. You understand what I'm saying? One of the answer is by attending this program. That's one of the ways that you are improving it. You understand what I mean? So if you can identify the soft skill you lack, one of the ways that you are going to use to improve on it is by coming and attending this webinar. Ola Binkwe says, please, I want to ask her, please, sir, do you advise to give second chance to one of the workers that are Binkwe, you want to put us in trouble? Give second chance to one of the workers. I don't think that is this. I mean, in terms of leadership will let you know what you want to do. But there are a lot of other information I don't have. You understand what I'm saying? You are the person who knows this person. You understand? For example, is the person a repeat offender? Is the person? So there is a lot of things that I cannot give you a yes or no answer on that. Somebody say what? No, the second one is starting because we don't have all time. We have just less than. I mean, we are 45 minutes into this program, and we don't have a lot of that time for this. So we are starting immediately, and Mr. Bode will be taking on the second aspect of this. So thank you all very much for my session. I will hand you. I mean, Mr. Bode will be coming up now. Thank you so much. So can you pin Bode now?
Thank you very much. That was very, very enlightening and really, really refreshing. I'm certain that we have gained quite a number of things from this first training session. And I can assure you that we are just about starting. And I'm very confident that by the end of today, tomorrow, and even Thursday that we are going to be better equipped, better knowledgeable to be able to handle whatever work throws our way, both on and off the construction sites. So I will be sharing my screen immediately so we can dig in to the next session. Give me a minute. I am doing that right away. Please confirm to me by a show of hand that you can see my screen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have gone through the first one. So quickly, we want to dive into this. Okay, so do we have any challenges, any issues? Edward, Ishaya, do you have challenges with seeing my screen, or is it about the first session? If it is, then please type in your questions and observations. We will deal with them as we proceed, because we don't have too much time to spend. So we dig in right away into communication on the construction site. As we start, communication is not just go, yes, come, yes. Communication is so much more than all of that. And then, of course, you'll be able to know which kind of communication we are dealing with. Is it verbal communication? Is it non-verbal communication? Is it communication by gestures? Is it communication by smiles? You see, because coming in the construction site, sometimes you could hear noises, interference from all over the place, and there's a possibility that you do not hear well or totally understand what is being passed across. When things like this happen, please do not assume. Do not assume. Please seek clarification. So the slide says, communication is the act of sending a message from a sender to a receiver. What that means is that somebody is sending something, trying to convey a message, an instruction, ask a question. There has to be a sender and there has to be a receiver. Now, you will notice from the slide that there is an arrow, that the message is not going from receiver to sender. It is going from sender to receiver. Please, can you mute your mics? Remiglos, please mute your mic. Thank you very much. So I was saying that the sender is the one asking the question, giving the instruction, or requires some clarifications. So when that happens, there is a sender, there's a receiver. Now, we can also start talking about the medium of communication. This medium of communication could be through a show of hands, it could be through a gesture, it could be through a smile, it could be through a frown. Now, when all of these things happen on the construction sites, it is important because it is communication that makes your work go on well. It is everything you are doing on the construction site rests on communication. Either you are interpreting a drawing, either you are asking for the driver to reverse and dump the gravel. Everything rises and falls on communication. You know, so when you are on the construction site and there is a message being passed across, I said in the slide that the arrow sign can be words, it can be through letters, it can be through telephone, it can be symbols, you know. So in all of these things, it is important that you are knowledgeable enough to understand what is being said. However, not every time that you will understand everything. It is important that you act. Let me go on further to say that how you means how you will get your response. If you are asking a question, okay, wait till you talk now, what is it? You are being confrontational in your seeking for clarifications. That is not emotionally intelligent. Again, as my senior colleague has said, emotional intelligence is part of the things that we're going to be dealing with in our advanced class. It is not for this class of explanation. The way and the manner you communicate your questions or you communicate your observations and your concerns will also go a long way. You know, I know that one of us said, I like to work with my structural engineer because he's a collaborator, because he's a team worker. Now, you may not find the right words, but I like to work with him because he gives us a chance to express ourselves and do all of those things. That is a team worker, that's a collaborator. As opposed to somebody say, oh yeah, go this way. Oh yeah, do it. Shut up. Are you there? You know, this is communication. Now, I'm saying that in this Wednesday, we have supervisors, we have junior artisans, we have architects, we have everyone. You see, so the way that will ensure that your work goes on seamlessly is heavily dependent on communication. And when this happens, you also need to learn it by all means, which is why we are having such a time as this one. Before we go ahead, are there any questions? Are there any comments so that we can proceed on to our next slides? Can I go ahead?
Yes, you can. We are with you, sir.
Yes, I'm trying to, please give me a second.
Copy that.
Okay, so we're on to the next slide, and I'd like to explain that there are two basic types of communication. Two basic types of communication. That is the verbal communication and the non-verbal communication. The verbal communication and non-verbal communication. So, what is verbal communication? Stand up, sit down. That is by voice. I have said something, you have heard me, you are going out to carry the instruction that I gave you by my voice. That is the simplest manner of communication. Now, there is another one that we'll always get on our construction sites. That is the non-verbal communication. Now, for example, if somebody is trying to do something on the site and you raise your hand like this to say, stop. Now you have not said anything, but the receiver has understood that you are saying stop. If you say come without saying a word, you can just do like that. In our culture, what it means is come. That is non-verbal communication. So because of sometimes there's so much noise, don't forget also that on our construction sites, slippery, do not cross. Other things like that, you see a caution sign, you see electricity sign, danger, don't trespass. This place, you see them draw a cell phone and they'll put a mark across it saying in this place, do not use your mobile phones. Now, that is non-verbal communication. Now, as construction people, we are expected to understand all of these signs and symbols so that you will not say, I did not know. Even a small boy that sees certain signs, that sees his mother's tone of expression or looking at you with side eye, you know that mommy doesn't want me to do this thing. So sign language, non-verbal communication is extremely important. Do you know what? Scientists have said that only 7% of communication is verbal. That is a big one for me. Only 7% of communication is verbal. All the other 93% is either by your tone of voice, whether you're shouting or you're talking softly, or you're using sign language, or you're using expression. Sometimes if you want to seek and say approval to somebody, you can wink or do a thumbs up. What that means is approval. You have done well, or keep it up. Now, on the construction site, imagine there's a lot of noise. You know, the mixer is going on, the bulldozer is probably doing something, the crane is shouting and creaking, and people are saying, no, this, how do you communicate? Because communication is what makes your work become seamless. I hope I'm making some sense to all of us, so that by the time you are leaving this place, you are better equipped to understand and look out for those small signs that your supervisor or your subordinate or your colleague is passing across to you, so that when the time comes, I did not see it, he didn't say me anything. No. Meanwhile, he was showing you by sign, by gesture, or by facial expressions what you should do and what you should not do. Let us go ahead. I'm going to be showing us some images, and I'm going to open the floor and let us see how well we are able to interpret some of these facial expressions on the communications, on the construction site. Okay, so we have seen there are 6 of them. Somebody is holding a two-way radio. Can anybody just share what exactly that individual is looking like? What is expression? What is expression? Anybody? There's somebody in the middle who is raising both thumbs up. If I were to ask you, what exactly is that individual trying to pass across? What message? What is his emotion like? What do you think? Anybody?
Probably there is a danger or there's an emergency.
Okay. Okay. Probably there's a danger and he's trying to alert somebody from somewhere with his two-way radio. Say, hey, move back, get back. There's danger there. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else? How about the second person or the third person?
The second person is just trying to express himself that is a nice one or okay, like is the response is okay for him.
Okay, thank you very much, Hassan.
Yes, sir.
I am thinking that that individual is happy with himself.
Exactly.
He's happy with himself and he has done something. I'm saying, yeah, I got it. I did it well. You know, it's like excitement or fulfillment, having accomplished something. Okay, thank you very much, Hassan. Okay, so how about the third person? He's raising two arms midway and trying. I don't know what that means. What do you think? To me, he's trying to explain something to some people who are not understanding it very well, and he's saying, come on, don't you get what I'm trying to say? That's what it looks like to me. Well, perhaps you have another opinion. Anybody else? Anyone? Anyone? How about the fourth person who has
okay.
So please mute your mics, please. If you're not speaking. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Okay, so this individual is is thinking about something. Maybe he had a bad day, or maybe something didn't turn out quite the way he wanted it to. Look at the fifth person also. In fact, he's putting his head on the wall and saying, oh my God, what have I done? Oh no, what is this? Oh, why should this happen? You see, all of these expressions are saying something. They have not said a word. But here we are, thousands of miles away, and we are able to interpret what the kind of emotions going on in their minds. That is how powerful non-verbal communication can be. Recall I mentioned that only 7% of communication is verbal. 93% is non-verbal and by voice inflection. When you say, I am sorry, and I'm sorry, you have said the same words, but the manner you have said them is totally different. And the meaning of both I'm sorry are also totally different, which is why behavioral scientists have said 93% of all communication is non-verbal and by voice inflection. So as you go back to your construction sites, when you are asking questions, seeking clarifications, giving instructions, be mindful of your tone of voice, your positioning, when and your facial expressions when you are giving out these instructions and when you are communicating. They go a long way into ensuring there's cordiality and camaraderie in your construction site and in the discharge of your duties. Do I go ahead? Okay, but my question is, most of the labor working on site. Please hold, I'm trying to retrieve that question. Yes, my question is, most of the labor working on site do not understand the signs of communication until you tell them about it. But if the time doesn't permit you, what should we do? Fantastic question. Fantastic question. Now, we have identified that there is a knowledge gap based on your question. No matter what you tell them, no matter what you show them as a sign, they won't understand until you shout. That's what you're trying to say. That is one of the reasons we are having this seminar. To ensure that little by little, we upskill the construction industry to the level that majority of the people will understand how to communicate. Do not forget that as far as Nigeria is concerned, the construction industry is about the second or third largest industry, maybe after oil and gas or maybe after communication. You see, so that Rome was not built in a day. We are taking it one step at a time. That is why we are having this, and then we also want to drill down to have an advanced class shortly after this, so that when people are aware of things like this happening, people want to come and learn. People want to get better. We need to upskill ourselves. So all we can do is to continue to learn, to continue to teach. That, you see, when people work with you for a number of time, they understand how you reason. They understand how you talk. They understand what you mean when you look at them with one kind of eye. That is what we are trying to achieve in the construction industry. You may not get there now, but we are not where we used to be, which is why Builders Recruiters and Builders Hub, is organizing this, and we want to go a step further. We get better equipped. So this is what I'm going to ask. When we have an advanced class, please be there and come better of those fantastic individuals who may not understand how best to communicate. Can we go ahead? I'm going ahead now. So the question comes, why communication matters on the construction site? Okay, this communication people are talking about, what exactly, how does it better my life? How does it earn more money for me? Number one, your safety. You must be able to communicate and be communicated with. For safety, yesterday you came to the communication site and this was in place, Now overnight, the night shift worked, and then next morning you are there, and then there is no sign, gorge ahead, or there's no sign, slippery surface ahead, or we have less dynamite, we want to blast something, and then because you are there yesterday, you didn't know, and you're just walking along. For your safety, it is important that a notice be sent out. If it's not a notice sent out, you will see a sign. For your safety, communication matters on the construction site. For project success, I can imagine myself, talking to somebody who does not speak my language on the construction site, but he's very good. I'm also very good at what I do, but we cannot understand ourselves. What do you think? Do you think the project will succeed? Obviously not, it won't. So as for your success, for the success of the project, it is important that we are able to communicate effectively with one another. We are talking about why communication matters on the construction site. For efficiency, it is not just enough to do what you should do. It is expedient that you do what is necessary with the right amount of materials. Don't waste materials. In the shortest amount of time, don't waste time. So that at the end of the day, you will not be seen by the client or the supervisor that you are wasting materials or that you are being dishonest based on the materials required and the materials utilized at the end of the day. So, for the sake of efficiency, please, you need to be able to effectively communicate on the construction site. Again, for motivation. Recall the second image that we saw on the last slide. The guy was doing like this. He was motivated by the results that he got on the construction site. Now, When such an individual does that, you that are looking at him say, this guy has done something well. Let me find out what did he do, or let me find out how did he do what he did to achieve that measure of success. So you are motivated when there's adequate communication on the construction site. There are a few other things that, you know, we will need to explain. Unfortunately, we do not have the time for doing this basic online class. By the time we reconvene during the advanced class, another set of factors that that really matter on the construction cycle communication will be dealing with them again. You know, so okay, so any question I can see, please hold on. I am okay. So how can we communicate to the labor in case of no money to pay? I'll answer that. Okay. Yes, I've answered it. Okay. So Michael, I don't know how I should answer this communication.
When you don't have money,
what? You know, so were you looking for free labor before? Because I mean, for anybody who comes to the construction site, they are coming to work and they expect to get paid. You know, so it is important that we get those things in order and take a decision. How much do you want to pay? And if we do not want to pay at all, then ab initio, before the commencement, please, you need to make that also known to your workers. Don't forget, communication is key for project success. Okay, Shina Falabi is saying something.
I would like to contribute something here. So I'd like to contribute something here. You know, to the question that Owupetuolani raised, is that most labor. So one of the reasons why we're taking this particular session is, number one, you can actually even also take some of these materials, because if you look at the problems we have all over our construction sites, most of the problem many of us are shouting and talking about, they're actually soft skills. And this is not something that affects only the building and construction industry alone. Imagine, I can tell you today that 70 to 80% of drivers on our road don't even understand road signs. People just think that once I can drive, once I can move a vehicle, it means I'm okay. Most of the people who are driving our articulated trucks, some of these soft skills are not, you know, transferred to them. So we can make this a gradual, you understand, and start sharing this knowledge with other people, because most of these guys, you know, they don't understand those communication until you tell them, prepare a session for them. You understand what I'm saying? And this particular course, like I said, even the basic course, we cannot finish it. Even the basic one, we can't finish it. This has 11 modules. And what we can only cover in this basic is just about 6 of those modules over 3 days. So you can see the magnitude of problems. So you, with the little knowledge some of us have already taken on this, share it with other people. You understand? Share it. And one of the services that Builders Hub recruiting agency also have, I mean, one of those services is that organizations can ask us to come in and train their staffs, you know, train their laborers, gather everybody together and educate them, go through some of these things with them. So that's also another service that the recruiters, because we have what we call Builders Hub recruiters that they do. And I'll also encourage us that, because even as a recruiting agency, we get a lot of requests for people who are in the building and construction industry. So if it's something that you are open to, you can send us your CV so that we have your CV in our database. And then, because so that most of these requests, when they are coming in, we can also be able to share it. And then, I mean, this is a training you are doing. So it is also something that you should put, and that is why having this certification of participation is good for you, is that you can also put it in your CV. So imagine now, 10 of you, you are applying for the same job, and the HR needs to make, you understand what I'm saying? And he sees there, oh, I have a certificate of soft skill training from Builders Up. He looks at it and then he asks you, tell me about soft skill. By the time you are saying it, you're already a better candidate than the other 9 candidates. So this is very, very important. So it's very important that we also share this, you understand? But from time to time, we'll be coming up with the free basic training. We'll be, like we are only able to cover maybe 6 of this. Then we'll probably have a repeat one and all of that. And eventually we'll find a way of automating it. Thank you very much. That's just my own contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was great contribution. That was fantastic insight. So I'm going to read something from Shina Falabi. Shina Falabi says there's a general problem. That's a general problem on communication on construction site. I think relationship matters in this regard, and getting them notified ahead. That is very, very apt. That's an apt response to the question, because again, I maintain communication is everything. To the success, the failure, to the progress, communication is key. So get them notified ahead. And then I go on to Marvelous. Marvelous Osarity says something. He asks, to what sensitive extent should one get to before requesting a written documentation before moving forward on any project? Now, while many may consider that a vague question, I will interpret it to the best of my understanding. And this is what I have to say. Do not enter into any of these negotiations or projects without communication, without documentation. Documentation could be, I mean, email, could be WhatsApp that you can pin or star, such that it provides a mail thread, a thread of communication back and forth before you arrive at a conclusion or before the communication or the talks broke down. Please, it is business and economic sense, to document whatever discussions. Even if you have it over the phone, you can actually go ahead and share a mail based on our telephone conversation outlining this and this. This is just say this and this. That way, when anything hits the fan, you are not only covered, you are able to stand yourself in good stead. Thank you very much. Okay, so as we round this off, I go on to the next slide. And okay, we spoke about that briefly prior to now, but of course, common barriers to communication. We spoke about language, we spoke about noise, we talk about technical jargon. What that means is there's some language where as a PhD in architecture that you may know as part of your lingo that the mason does not understand, so that you would go and say something that means something. Recall the video that we watched, in the last presentation, talking about gynecology, and then somebody who does not understand and did not ask is assuming gynecologist means that a Ghanaian that went to college. in actual fact, it actually sounds similar. But of course, it means totally different things. So when you are communicating on the construction site, please do not use big grammar. Big grammar does not complete construction. Big grammar does not make you look like a superstar. Simple, easy to understand language. If all you can do is to speak pidgin, and that is what they understand, please do not go ahead and start speaking French. And then, of course, hierarchy. I cannot go and meet him. If your guy is your guy of my oga. No. When such things happen, communication is hindered. And when communication is hindered, the success of the project is endangered. So I take it again. Common barriers to communication: language, noise, technical jargon, hierarchy, and a few other ones that we'll be discussing when we come back for our next session in a short while to come. So thank you very, very much. And then the last one is how to communicate across all levels. Either you are communicating, so as an introduction, this is what we're going to say. There is horizontal communication, there's vertical communication, there's upward communication, there's downward communication. In which case, you are speaking to your contemporaries, that's horizontal. You are speaking to your superiors, that is vertical, going up. And then, of course, you are speaking to your subordinates, that can also be downward. There are things to do, there are ways and manners to go about it, but it is not for the scope of this basic class. So I'd like to open the floor now, and thank you for your time. We'll take questions. Mr. Olani, you have the floor. Please go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Son, the language barrier has mentioned just a few minutes. So maybe you are a Yoruba and we are, so unfortunately, they posted it to a note. You don't even know anything about their language barrier. You don't understand the Hausa language, and most of the labor there and all the craftsmen in workmanship there. So they are all in the Hausa language. So, and you know that you need them to work on site for you. And what are the things that we can do? How can we communicate with them in manners of way that they can understand? Most of them, they don't understand English or even broken. So how can we communicate with them? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that question. Great question, and it's a very relevant one, especially when you are working in somewhere that you do not understand the language or you don't understand the language. The first thing you are going to do is to get an interpreter. That's the first thing, because you can't achieve anything if you cannot communicate. You cannot achieve anything if you cannot communicate. You must get an interpreter wherever it is you go, that you have that kind of stark communication barrier. And then, of course, in these days that technology has helped us all, Google is your friend to be able to confirm what your interpreter is saying or what the individual that you are speaking with wants to pass across. Don't forget also that in this period, non-verbal communication will help you a lot. Okay, Michael. How about you, Freke? Michael, you have the floor. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir.
Great afternoon to
so
you.
I just want to ask this. Are you hearing me?
Yes, you're loud and clear. You can be louder, though, but please go ahead.
Communication. For example, working with a boss that don't know how to communicate. How can I endure with that kind of a boss?
How do you mean he cannot communicate? Is it that he cannot speak, or his tone of approach is not what you like?
Yes.
Okay, let me take that. Some of the questions we're asking has got, you are not in total control of everything. But what do you do on your own part? Number one, you don't improve your own emotional intelligence. You understand? So let's say you are talking with a boss that has very angry, the way he talks, harsh way. You understand what I'm saying? What you need to do is to listen, because that's why when you have a better soft skill, you listen to what he wants to say. You are able to identify the real instruction behind all the noise. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you are a stupid, the way we are as human beings, you are a stupid something. Go and do that thing. Now, the stupid is an emotional reaction. The go and do that thing is really what you want to listen to. And if you with someone with a superior emotional intelligence, so all you just say to him, sir, are you saying I should go, and is this exactly what you're asking me to do? In fact, the person might reply, that's not what I'm asking you to do. Then get out of my, you understand what I mean? But the important thing is that you have picked up what is necessary. That is emotional intelligence. And the other thing we have mentioned here is this. That is the reason why you're on this platform, to be an ambassador for this thing, because whatever we are doing is a drop in the ocean of what is happening across not only the building and construction sector, in the driving sector. How many of our drivers understand emotional intelligence? How many? So that is why you listen to this. When we begin to change one person, one person at a time, one builder at a time, then guess what? We find out that we are improving. Somebody says that towards sensitive something before requesting for a written documentation moving forward. This is another reason why this training is very important, or soft skill is very important. There is someone, I don't know if that person, there's a story I know. This person is an AC repairer. He went to somebody invited to come and look at the air conditioning. He looked at it and identified that it was a panel problem. So he removed the panel to go and repair, to go and work on it. There is no documentation that he has taken that panel. There is no authorization. One thing led to the other. Maybe he did not also attend to it because he was talking with the manager. The owner of the company either was not aware. Next thing, the owner of the company said that you have removed something from my AC. I need a brand new one. This matter we are talking about, this person landed in jail for at least, I think, 20 days. So when we are talking about communication, when we are talking about documentation, you want to leave somebody's site, somebody say, okay, carry this, go and repair it. Let them give you a note. Let them, because the next thing, because the contract went all over, the person said, you stole the panel. Imagine if that person has a document that says, so person, will that person go and report it as a criminal? And when people are, I mean, they are good police people and they are bad ones. So the things we are telling you, they look so small, but God save each and every one of us. Should you meet what you call evil or, safety issues and all of that, all these things, because we don't have statistics in this country. Do you know how many people that simple communication has killed? Just because I don't know road sign has killed, but we don't have the record. So if somebody something like that happen, they quickly bury the people and then we go. There's a building that collapsed in this country, Nigeria, that collapsed. From the video, we saw people who were on that building as that building was collapsing. And we don't have any record. They killed every news about that particular story. Meanwhile, there was another collapsed building. We all know about it in the news. So little things like that, God will help and protect each and every one of us. You understand what I'm saying? Joshua, you mentioned your attitude, or that can be as a result of finance and all of that. Contractor is not. Yes, attitude. And that is why all of these things we are talking about, communication, documentation, they are soft skills. They are very important. Thank you very much. I think we planned this thing supposed to be 1 hour 30 minutes. I don't know if there's any anyone that needs something. So I mean, in terms of any question as we wrap up, I just want to see if I can share something. Any question as we wrap up? Question, contribution. Question, contribution.
Someone,
Duta, raise his
yeah,
hand.
yes.
Duta, you can unmute yourself. Okay. In absence of that, if there's anything to, I think we reconvene tomorrow. It's been a lovely day. Thank you all very much. Please let us go back to what we have said. If you want to get a participation certification, please pin your, I believe that the administrators will pick the emails that has been dropped. We'll try and share the PowerPoint for today's. Tomorrow, please let us also invite and tell our friends. Tell our friends, you know, they can still go on. We're still taking registration and all of that. We've mentioned about builders, recruiters. If you like us to share your CV with us, then when inquiries come, we can, you know, expose you to job opportunities and all of that. Thank you all very much for a wonderful day. I'd like to say thank you to our host, that is Joy right here, and Mr. Bode. Thank you. Over to you guys. Have a lovely, the time is 12 o'clock. You can see we started on time. 1 hour 30 minutes is loaded, but we had to reduce all the things so that we don't do it. I believe next month we'll be having the advanced course. It's only 30,000 naira. And it's over 5 days, and then we'll take it one at a time. Thank you all. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's been very refreshing. Interestingly, you know, anytime these events happen, there's always something new to learn. And I can tell you that even I am on this side, there are new things I have learned. I've taken notes, you know, that I'm taking on board as an individual. And I'm also very happy to let you know that many of the things that we are trying to pass across, they are not only going to be useful for you on the construction site, they'll be useful for you in your domestic life. They'll be useful for you in your relational lives, even in our worship centers. Many of these things that we have spoken about, the communication, you know, the soft skills and all of those, they will be really, really useful. And at the end of the day, we become better people. What that means is that once we are better Nigerians, better people in Nigeria, Nigeria ultimately becomes better. So at this juncture, I'd like to say thank you very much. Okay, Sam, you have something to say? Your hand is raised.
Okay, good afternoon.
Okay, so
sir, can you hear me, sir?
Hello, please unmute yourself if you have something to say, Duta.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Please, we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to ask the time we should submit the assignments.
Next week, Monday. Before Monday, before next week Monday, please go ahead and do that. Drop them, and then we'll be able to It will help us to be able to plan ahead and then profile the modules that are most needed in the construction society. So please, we are very interested in that feedback.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your time, for your contributions. I can assure you this is not time spent, it is time invested. Thank you very much.